A current piece has only lately revealed an amazing event, XRP's value reaching an amazing $1,427, a milestone ascribed to possible acceptance by 30% of world banking institutions. Although 30% may initially appear small, it is a major share of the banking industry. Interestingly, Ripple is said to be interacting with about one-third of the world's banks. In our current segment, we have all the proof to support this, but one has to wonder, are these banks using Ripple to its maximum potential? It seems not. Our talk today will cover this subject more fully. We're also going to look at a story that only 2 days ago suggested Ripple was about to go public by the March. As we approach March, this action can perhaps propel XRP's price to a staggering $8.97 in just over a month. Greetings, Moneyside family. Welcome back to your main center for anything XRP. Let's fast touch base first. I want a little favor from you. As we near the 60,000 subscriber milestone, go ahead and slam that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification. Amazing XRP giveaway. Participating in the giveaway is simple. Simply follow 3 easy instructions. So be sure you're tuned in and prepared. Remember to also include a hashtag Moneyside in the comments to guarantee your place in the giveaway. Interestingly, SBI Holdings, by itself, makes for roughly 4% of worldwide banking deposits generated via foreign accounts. In the big picture, SBI may be a notable 4% of the 30% worldwide banking sector, maybe using Ripple's technology, but that's only the beginning. Ripple has also formed a remarkable alliance in Brazil, deploying its on-demand liquidity services in concert with the Brazilian Central Bank. That's only one component of the worldwide jigsaw. Thinking back on our most recent talks regarding the BRICS countries, if you saw my last video, we looked at how every member nation, including China, Brazil, South Africa, Russia, and India, holds direct connections with Ripple for on-demand liquidity and central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. When you contrast the world GDP with that of only the BRICS countries, they account for roughly 29% of the global economic output. This leads us to a fascinating prospect. Should the BRICS nations choose to work with Ripple jointly, the consequences might be enormous. In a prior video, clarifying the viability and the now ongoing actions toward integrating CBDCs on the XRP ledger, I have covered this topic extensively. In this situation, one cannot understate the relevance of the XRP ledger. Its importance in the developing financial scene is crucial. So, as we look forward to the next bull market, the possibility for Ripple's technology grows even more clear. A public revelation by the Federal Reserve caused a notable shift in the discussion over Ripple's growing influence in financial technology. They said that XRP and XLM would be quite important for the blockchain foundation of their next FedNow payment system. Emphasizing this development, the Fed underlined the cooperation with Metal Blockchain as a vital first step in smoothly transforming fiat to stable coinage, hence closing the gap between conventional banking systems and the decentralized finance sector. At the moment, Americans can make quick domestic payments mostly using digital Bitcoin wallets or through third-party programs such as Venmo and PayPal. The FedNow system, nevertheless, is poised to change this scene. Currently in its trial phase, the platform has already drawn involvement from more than 120 organizations, including well-known ones like US Bank and exchange bank, as well as other payment processors and solution providers. This evolution emphasizes not just the increasing adoption and incorporation of blockchain technology in mainstream financial services, but also a turning point in the merging of traditional banking with the creative realm of decentralized finance. A major player in the FedNow project, run by the Federal Reserve, Ripple is a prominent force in the field of distributed ledger technology and cross-border payment systems. Likewise, Stellar Lumens XLM, recognized for its blockchain-powered network that simplifies and economizes worldwide transactions, is probably going to be included into the FedNow environment. Here is where the story turns interesting. A headline drew the fintech sector's interest only 8 hours ago. XRP soars to $1,427 under 30% worldwide bank adoption. It's a stunning evolution, stressing the changing power of blockchain and finance. The piece claims that 30% of the world's banks using XRP for cross-border payments accounts for the incredible increase in its value to $1,427. This degree of acceptance indicates a great need for XRP, hence pushing its price to unheard-of levels. XRP's rise implies not only a victory for Ripple, but also a possible windfall for investors as its market value skyrockets. The story thickens with the discovery that XRP's market penetration is on the verge of surpassing this 30% barrier, suggesting even further adoption all over the world financial scene. Reports indicated in a remarkable update only 6 days ago that XRP transactions would surpass $1.2 quadrillion, hence increasing its price possibility to $10,000. This indicates a significant change as banks start to use the XRP ledger and associated digital assets more widely. The news is out, and it's undeniable. Ripple's buyback scheme is no longer merely conjecture. It's a reality developing quicker than anyone expected, not only considering, but really buying XRP. Ripple Labs, the company behind XRP, is doing so as underlined in a recent report noting, Ripple kicks off substantial buyback, retiring close to 1 billion XRP. This action indicates a strong vote of confidence in the future of XRP inside the financial ecosystem as well as its worth. The story gets more complicated with the announcement that the Federal Reserve is actively interested in including XRP as a foundation of worldwide payment, rather than merely watching from the sidelines. With forecasts indicating XRP's worth would explode to a range of $12,000 to $22,000 per coin upon central banks all around adopting it, the consequences are astounding. This increase in value emphasizes XRP's changing power to shape world finance. Furthermore, it has been confirmed that Google's analysis fits this path, so supporting the Federal Reserve's plans to use XRP for its unmatched power as a worldwide payment tool. This sequence of events is a major turning point for Ripple and XRP since it places them at the forefront of financial innovation and changes the scene of worldwide payments. Yes, we are going to tell you these discoveries as we have our hands on some explosive leaked papers. The Federal Reserve's focus on XRP for some time now is becoming more and more clear. A few weeks ago, the Fed announced its plans to worldwide use XRP in line with the ISO 4217 standard. Originally scheduled for deployment by the end of 2023, this ambitious strategy ran unanticipated delays that stopped XRP from being widely used as a formally recognized currency right after its regulatory green light. XRP now finds itself in distinguished company, listed alongside major government and central bank, issued currencies like the US dollar, the euro, GBP, and the Canadian dollar. But the story gets more complicated with more disclosures, suggesting the Federal Reserve's intentions to actively use the XRP digital asset. Google Reader's insights draw attention to Kikuchi's proposals, a government official supporting the usage of XRPL's public chain to build a side chain. Expert KG claims this approach will let Federal Reserve money directly interact with the inventions of the private sector, hence opening the path for exceptional cooperation and technical progress. This is only the start. Chair of the United States Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, has made it obvious that major investments are now being made to create new independent settlement systems inside the United States, indicating a changing time for financial technology